Welcome to the Tacoma-Pierce County's Trade Logistics Cluster Acceleration Team Strategic Plan. My name is Jacqueline Moffo, and I'm with the Economic Development Board for Tacoma-Pierce County. In my role as Vice President of Business Development, I manage the Cluster Acceleration Team program. In this video, I'll be sharing a little bit more about that program, as well as diving deeper into the Tacoma-Pierce County's Trade Logistics Cluster Strategic Plan. If you're interested in finding out more or getting involved, please stick around to the end of the program where I will be sharing my contact information. Thank you for joining us. To get started, I would like to share a little bit about the Economic Development Board. The Economic Development Board for Tacoma-Pierce County, or EDB, is a private 501c6 nonprofit, which helps companies looking to relocate or expand in Pierce County. Traditionally, the Economic Development Board focuses on primary firms, which are key firms exporting goods or services out of the region, with our programs such as our Business Retention and Expansion Program and Business Recruitment Program. These programs focus on primary firms of many industries. Looking at the pyramid on this slide, we like to call this the Pyramid of Economic Development. This is how the EDB and many economic development organizations view the economy. Instead of working on just primary firms of many industries, the Tacoma-Pierce County Cluster Acceleration Team program focuses on the entire pyramid of just one specific sector. You may not be familiar with the buzzword, but you're probably more familiar with clusters than you think. Clusters are geographically specific groups of interconnected companies. For example, Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and Wall Street. The benefits of these regions are increased productivity, innovation, new business formation, higher job creation, wages, and wealth creation. Cluster teams target the entire segment with systemic impacts that affect the entire economy over time. The cities on this slide might not be as famous for their clusters as Silicon Valley, but they all have booming economies thanks to the clusters that are growing in their communities and calling these cities home. The cluster acceleration process. Generally, this is the roadmap we use when building our cluster acceleration teams and moving through our cluster acceleration process to build our strategic plan. As the project manager of our cluster acceleration program, I begin by doing research. After we've recruited 2 co-chairs, we use their expertise and guidance to help assemble and recruit the rest of the team. Generally, our cluster acceleration teams are teams of 15 to 20, including EDB staff and co-chairs. The cluster acceleration team commits to meet at least 4 times to produce a strategic plan. At the first meeting, the team brainstorms opportunities, strengths, and weaknesses, and talks about their current business climate. Generally, at the second meeting, the team spends it identifying the primary firms, suppliers, and economic foundations of the ecosystem. This helps us identify gaps in service and areas of improvement. By the third meeting, the team is deep into discussing the vision, mission, goals, or strategic initiatives, and tactics. The team generally spends its 4th meeting finishing or creating a draft of their strategic plan. In the case of the Trade Logistics Cluster, we found it was necessary to have a couple more meetings to make sure everything was how the team wanted it. And that brings us to where we are today. The EDB shares the plan and invites the community to take part. On this slide, you will see all of the members of the Trade Logistics Cluster Acceleration Team. I would like to say a special thank you to Tong Zhu with the Northwest Seaport Alliance and Troy Goodman with Seaport Sound Terminal for being our co-chairs for this team. Also, thank you to Kathleen Deakins, our facilitator with J-Ray, who helped keep us on track during our meetings. Thank you to all of our team members. We couldn't have built this plan without you, and we look forward to implementation and making our trade logistics sector even stronger and more successful. The strategy. Vision. The Pierce County trade logistics sector creates career jobs, economic prosperity, a healthy environment, and an inclusive community. Mission: to unite industry and community stakeholders in supporting the growth of the trade logistics sector through community education, policy advocacy, and workforce development. Strategic initiatives: community education, policy advocacy, workforce development. Strategic Initiative 1, Community Education. Increase the understanding of the trade logistics sector and its value among the Pierce County community and within the sector itself. Tactics. Develop a database for business and stakeholder contacts. Create a communication plan that enables consistent messaging across allied groups. Establish an ambassador program that connects business professionals to students and the community. Produce an annual report that shares critical data with the community. Strategic Initiative 2, Policy Advocacy. Use our collective voice with policymakers for a strong trade logistics sector and community. Tactics. Align and amplify advocacy that benefits the entire sector. Establish a day on the Hill. Create an elected officials' trade logistics reception. Strategic Initiative 3, Workforce Development. Increase the understanding and relevancy of the career opportunities in the trade logistics sector across the region. Tactics. Leverage ambassadors, labor organizations, rotaries, veteran groups, trade organizations, and community groups to make connections in the Pierce County workforce. Build relationships with scholastic administration and legislators, locally and at the state level. Develop programs that help connect students and residents with community employers. Connect workforce partners with underserved communities. Now that our team has finalized and published the strategic plan, as the program manager, I can begin moving forward with distribution and implementation. Our team believes that the first step is proper distribution of the plan, making sure to share with businesses, local governments, and community groups. We want to make sure that everyone in the community knows that this plan includes them. While the EDB and the trade logistics team will be managing implementation and administration, it is critical that we get support, feedback, and assistance when possible from the community. My job as the cluster team program manager will be to help accomplish the tactics of each initiative by networking and making connections in the community. The EDB will take on what it can, but it needs the community's help to accomplish these goals. Our team understands that accountability is important for the success of the program and to build trust in the community. Therefore, the EDB will be producing annual reports of the strategic plan's progress and sharing it with the community. If you have any questions, or if you're interested in getting involved and being a part of the implementation process, please don't hesitate to reach out. My name is Jacqueline Moffo, Vice President of Business Development. You can also find your copy of the Trade Logistics Cluster Acceleration Team program at www.edbtacoma-pierce.org/logistics. Thank you so much for being here, and have a great day.